have to take this in a couple of takes. This is my decluttering video for my art room. I've been working on applying some decluttering and minimalism, and I'm really calling it more optimism or optimizing. Yeah, optimism. Optimizing for myself. And I know I've had more than the amount of stuff that is optimal for me to really operate at the time I am in the present. So my goals will be to reduce what I have down to what I am actually intending to use within the next 2 to 3 years, and let the other stuff go or archive it correctly, or put it on the pile for things that are getting sent out in the Great Distribution. So with this, let's see if I can flip camera while I'm recording. I cannot. Okay, I will stop the video. And so, my art room. I am already in the process of getting ready to declutter. I cleared out everything that was in the guts of this closet. All that's left in here are my easels, which I have 4, and I actually have a reason for having 4. It's to be able to do pop-up shows. That I have my... That is a form for casting a jackalope and an ironing board. So this is what was in the guts of that closet mostly. I've got some stuff that needs to go to the husband's domain. This is normally my guest bed. Normally I divide the room, and that's my background, and then I have a guest bed, and I keep the guest side kind of nice and decluttered. This is artwork that's got to find a home. Papers, Christmas paper. This is my rock tumbler and rocks. I have a large menagerie of rocks. I have cloth. I have a whole bag of cloth. I have, let's see. I have another light that I should have turned on when I started recording. This is a bunch of enamel I have to decide what to do with. Of course, Herb, Herb, don't worry, buddy, you're safe. Not decluttering you. Art kits, herb accessory kits. This is one of my bookshelves, which I'm not at this time decluttering books. I may reduce them somewhat. Probably gonna reduce brushes. I got to just take everything out. My closets get insane because I end up trying to keep things away from people by putting them in here, and then I can't get them in and out quickly. I'm not sure what I should be keeping. I'm gonna keep the silversmithing stuff because that is relative safer to do without ventilation than any of the other metalsmithing stuff. It's paper. I kind of would like to get rid of 1 or 2 of these lockers, but of course in order to do that I need to have stuff that doesn't need to be locked away. I'm keeping that jackalope. That's my jackalope that I have left. That's the kind of jackalope that can be made from that form. So if I could afford hydrostone, I would get... Anyway, talking about making more stuff while I'm talking about getting rid of stuff. This is my chemical kit. That's all gonna have to come out of here. That's old sketches. This is notebooks and notebooks and notebooks, and I need to decide what I really need to keep and what... I don't know. I guess I should probably have something like a pile of paper to use and a pile of paper that has been used. I gotta figure out what's going on with my paints. I got oils upon oils. I have a lot of like garage sale score oils that I don't know if I want anymore. These are kits, metal kits, drawing kits, I think beading kit. I don't think that red box is just string. Oh, my ancient, poorly executed, damaged print series I gotta have a reality moment about. Yeah, so all of this stuff is the stuff that I'm seeking to minimize or optimize or declutter or whatever other key algorithm words. Oh, this is my natural... If I get a light, then it would help. My natural product stuff. So, you know, just a bag of leather, because you need a bag of leather, and a lump of aluminum. And Oh, old tiles that I think I found by the side of the road somewhere. And my art rolling pin. Let's see, we could look at this now. Yeah. So, this is what I will be doing over the next couple of days. And like, I need to declutter this kind of before the 1st of March because we're getting major repairs done on the house and everything in here needs to be figured out. So, everything from the room of the house that's going to get repaired can come in here while that room gets repaired without getting all pickled up with my stuff. Herb is unimpressed. So, that's what I will be doing, and it should help me because I will figure out what I'm gonna. These plants are just in here because it grows in Florida, and that was my one cilantro plants. Like, can't freeze. Anyway, yeah, that's the goal. We will be getting everything in here into these cupboards, maybe getting rid of one of these cupboards, figuring out that. But first, coffee moment. It's always coffee first. Even if you haven't seen me drink the coffee first, there was probably coffee first. I did a little bit of cleaning last night. I went through some materials. I ended up with this. That is the bag materials I'm not keeping. The other materials, I have to figure out something to do with them. This little pile are kind of like interesting materials that I have never successfully used for anything, and I've added them to my shipping packages, and I'm going to use that to send away stuff for the great distribution. So, I will continue interesting packing materials. The other fabric that I didn't keep for that was either because it was gross or weird or reasons that would not be cool. Let's find a good spot. This is it. Oh, there we go. Nice. Alright. So, that was the longest but first coffee, and then not drinking the coffee first, ever. Alright. Yeah. Cleaning everything. More light. That'll help. One of the hardest things about this is just like trying to figure out what the categories are and what the categories make sense. And then I think one of my goals with this is to knock my phone around. If I can figure out the categories, put everything from those categories, and then I can reassess the categories, which is part of why I decided to destroy the guest side of my studio room instead of trying to keep it contained, because when everything is locked away in the closets, as much as I thought that would be nice, it actually leads to can't see it all at once, can't deal with it all at once, and then you just end up with like mini poop holes. And so everything has to come out of there, and I'm actually thinking that it might be the only cupboard that I actually got painted is the one that has to go, which is super depressing because that one was my great uncle's. But like, if he were alive, he would be like, why are you using my old crappy cabinet? So yeah, that's what this like last, since I've really started to go after my stuff, a lot of it has been like, whose sentimental reason am I keeping it for? And yeah, anyway, so yeah, I think everything has to come out of there, which sucks because it's sort of organized, but it's still terrible. So, all right. To this. I need to make more space on here. is everything out of that blue cabinet. Now, am I keeping this blue cabinet? Am I not keeping this blue cabinet? I don't think I want to anymore, but I'm not sure if I will need to or not. Now I need to go after strays, because you always have strays. I have some stuff sneaking around. I think, or no, maybe I took it out of here last night. I don't remember. Oh, I already took it out of here. Or no, did I? I did. Oh. Never mind. I'm ahead of myself. I got the strays out of there. This is kind of borderline. Should not be out here. I don't even know what's in here. It's not right. But, it seems that, someone has put little pieces of a destroyed... It's not quite old enough to be purposefully hiding it from me, so that's what makes it more hilarious. I need to see here. This is a whole other situation. Oh my. Yes, okay, so this whole thing of markers needs to come with this. A variety of these notebooks and papers need to come with this. Let's see, pretty much this whole wad right here. I probably was I was using this desk a lot when I was trying to make portal artwork, and then I didn't really follow through that. Oh, this is cool. This is a design I was working on when I was still thinking about trying to do IDW stuff. It kind of didn't really manifest into anything, but it was fun for a time. It's a Jonathan Haidt reference, if you're into Jonathan Haidt. Yeah, that's in, like, things that I don't know if I should even own anymore. File? Oh, tiny notebook. Another sketchbook. What is this? Oh, hey. Screen protectors. Don't know if I really want to be having them. I have a big fancy desk light in here. Oh, wonderful. A tray to one of my easels that's just out here in this desk. I got this desk because I thought I would need to have a desk that I could close the top to when I had a little guy, which I did, kind of. But then what has happened is we just close the top and we never ever open it ever, and so we don't even use it as a desk. Oh, my business cards that shouldn't be out here. So yeah, I think this desk just needs to be decluttered and then like things filed and then like sold and replaced with a shelf. Yeah. But that is not the current project. I'm just collecting stuff that needs to go with the art stuff right now. And we're still in the make a horrible pile phase. So that's what I'm working on. The making of the most horrible pile. Because that's the step one that they don't tell you about. They're like, oh, make a pile. No. They mean make a horrible pile. Like, yes. Anyway, alright, so this is all the stuff I found that belongs in my art room that I haven't been... Actually, I'm really glad to find this light because that was my light for doing my weird lighting with Herb, and I haven't been using it because I didn't know where it was. Alright, so recovery of that pile. Now, what's next? The good thing is, nothing's in that closet. So, as whelming as this looks, nothing's in that closet. That closet's completely empty. So that's good, positive. Now, I guess I just continue taking things out and continue making a more horrifying pile. Yes, that seems like totally what I should be doing. It does taste better when you slurp it. It always does. It's like... It's improved. It's like a tiny milkless latte because you get the frothing. I want to get one of those frothing, those little frothing thingies. That would be amazing. Alright. I think I'll just do underneath first, because underneath used to just be in the window and it was all of my papers. And I think I will just get those all out first and then get everything out of these cupboards. You would think maybe I should organize before I get everything out. But I don't think so. I don't think that's like decluttering like method premise thing. I think I get everything out and then I categorize and then I get rid. I think that'll be better. I'm not sure why I think that. That could be insane. Perhaps this is all just madness. We'll find out. This is my little fan that I use for drawing and special effects. I will be keeping him for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up and put it in the closet because I know that. So I can quit stepping on it. Alright. There. That's safe with the sewing machine. This is an old projector, which I'm not sure if I'm keeping it forever, but I'm sure I'm keeping it for the immediate future. So, it can go in here too. Those are both kind of used for the same thing. They're both used for like movie effects. Actually, this light thing is too. This was my amazing Amazon purchase for my dream lighting. It's actually really cool and it turns itself off after so many minutes, which is cool, so if you forget it, anyway. Enough of that. No putting things away, because that's not the point of this, is to get everything out and not have, like, not understanding of how much you have. So, more getting things out. This is a wonderful example of, what was I doing? Why was I doing this? Once upon a day, when I was working in DC, there was a guy there who I met, and he was thinking about building a video game, and I was thinking about doing art for him. But in the end, it was just people wanting people to do a bunch of work and not actually having a plan, and so I didn't end up doing it at all. But I went to all the trouble of putting together a complete portfolio, and like, this is my art from when I didn't know how to make art. So this is like mostly marker art on like tagboardy paper. So it's like nicer, but what am I doing with it? I have no intention, like this is my bug that I designed, which I do find him hilarious, and I thought it would have been a great game character, but I don't want to make a game character but now. But like, I don't hate them, but I also, they're not super, like, they're not even sticker quality, some of them. That one might be, this goat might be sticker quality. I don't have them scanned. This is my friends made this of me from work because there was an ongoing joke that I was a robot. That needs to go in more of a memorabilia thing. This was my original Fear sketch, which is just a Sharpie drawing. Which I do like Sharpies, and I think if I do affiliate marketing, I will do Sharpies, because then it would be affiliate marketing, and I find that to be hilarious. That's a friendlier fear version. I wrote a haiku about Flutter Bear at one point. This was one where I just drew a bunch of the pieces and then cut them out and then put them over a background and then made them into a print. But like, why am I keeping it? What am I gonna do with it? I don't know. Maybe these would be really easy things to send out. Maybe I should send them out. Maybe I should burn them in a bonfire. Oh, that's one I really like. I actually did a little sculpture based on this, and one of my friends at home, Matthew Vig, has the sculpture. What did I put in this bucket? I don't know. I have no idea. I put it in there probably when we moved into this house 2 years ago. Oh, this was good clay. Oh, it's still a little bit. Yeah, okay, so this is the clay I actually like. And it needs to be, like, humidified. Also, I need, like, a wheel and a kiln to actually use it. So maybe I should have a reality time talk about that. Not today. Soon, not today. This is an antler because I like them. Pretty much the same logic. It's exactly what it looks like it is. Do I need it? Moved into 2 houses. Why? I don't have anywhere to cast aluminum. I should either incorporate these into my house or abandon them. Thought about sending them to one of my friends' houses, but it's not worth the shipping, and they're not that good. I'm going to put these with the other tiles that I know that I want to use immediately. So, alright. This is pretty sandstone, which I super like. Probably shouldn't have drug it across the country because I like it. Probably should have just liked it and left it where it was. Sometimes when you really like something, you shouldn't keep it around because it makes you sick for the thing you like, and it is just kind of a false drug. Some moss I used to make a mini sculpture, the other moss, but I don't think I'm going to do that again. Just like I don't think I'm going to do anything with that wood there except burn it. This is an entire box of aluminum kits. Yeah, this is aluminum from when I casted probably that jackalope, and when I hoped and dreamed of casting more things like that. But I probably should just get rid of it until I can cast. Alright, so that's everything out of the blue cabinet, out of one of these cabinets. Do a spin around of what the damage is looking like now. I have put a few electronics up there, which is probably where electronics should go. And I will have to decide what to do with the rest once I get the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cupboards and probably another go around in the house to make sure there's not any other stragglers. Okay, so my initial plan was I was going to take everything out of them and bring everything from all of the house into this room. Not everything, but you know, like everything in the art thing. The thing that I'm running into is, as you can see, I'm running out of walking space. Which doesn't super surprise me, to be honest. But I think it will be a smarter plan in lieu of... Right now the camera's flipping. In lieu of opening up these 2 cupboards and putting the stuff that's in them on the ground, because, as you can see, in those 2 cupboards, the things that are in them are actual chemicals, sharp pointy objects, and little teeny tiny pieces, and USB drives. And as much as I wanted to do the whole put it all in the same place, I don't think it's worth the trauma. So I think what I'll do, I am going to pull everything out of there, but I think what I'll do is I'll try and figure out some of this first. So I hope that doesn't spoil the, I don't know what, premise of the decluttering thing. I've already come to a realization about some of the things that I want to get rid of. Hopefully I can sell some things. That would be nice. So I guess probably getting what I can get that is just straightforward out so I can walk again. Well, I mean, other than in my trail. I did make a trail. It's essential to make a trail to your computer probably, or whatever it is you need to use. So, probably getting what I can get out first. And then, once I get down to what I know I'm keeping and clear a space, I can destroy it again with everything that's in that closet. Yes, this seems like it might be reproducible. Yes. I knew it was a lot. I don't feel like I knew it was this much, but I probably should have. Anyway, this is not a weekend project. Yes. Alright, returning to... I guess I'm going to go get a trash bag, or a giveaway bag, or a sales bag, or some kind of containment unit for when I take it out of this room. Okay. That's probably the best vantage in the whole room. You are now a giant! Actually, you're on top of a CD box set of the Cerulean. It's missing one CD. Somebody might like that one. I might keep that one. Here's one I actually like. This is one of my still lifes that I actually genuinely intentionally set up and intentionally liked, which means the teacher didn't set it up. This is probably my best still life, and the teacher did set this one up, but this is probably my best still life from that class. Like, I sort of like this one, but realistically, no. It's like this one. I sort of like these kind of still lifes. This is like some of my hair stuff that I actually used, and like like this is like my actual like real life. I like that. I don't hate realism, but like this is another thing about couch. And I know some of you are gonna be like, I really want that still. Well, tough, because I don't like the setup, and I can't have these representing me out in the world. No, 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 no. This one I'm super on the fence about. I like the idea of it, but I don't super love the application. Oh, I told myself I was going to put the minimal stuff, or I was going to put the on the fence stuff in the trash, but I think I'll keep that one. This isn't a final decision anyway. This is a, for now, get it back to where I can walk decision, and then I gotta start making final decisions. I'm trying to get a number of piles going. I'm trying to get a distribution pile going, a trash pile going, and a sort more thoroughly in different categories some piles going. But I guess first I just have to get to the bottom of the bed and then put more things on the bed and then get it to the bottom of the bed. Alright, so these are all need to be distributed, which I didn't want to distribute stuff that wasn't ready to hang, but I also need to not make the distribution expensive, and if I framed all of these, it would probably be thousands of dollars if I framed all of the drawings. Whereas shipping them as paper, it should continue to average around $12. That's what the distribution has been like, averaging about $12 a pop. Because some things are smaller and cheaper and they get to be like around $6, and some things are huge and going further. This is one of, I actually might not even keep this as a canvas. I was in a phase where I was working all on boards, which I don't know if that's over yet, by the way, but it's not applicable to the Great Distribution. I was working in a phase where I was working all on boards, and then I was trying out these weird, I did one class instead of canvases. Mr. Dunhauer. I got Mr. Dunhauer to let me use boards, but I did a couple of these setups. It wasn't a traditional setup. And then as you can see, I really never used it because I never even peeled it free. I don't think I'm going to use that canvas ever, but I'm making shelves in my house, so I can put this in the home improvement category, which is not in this room. But, oh wait, there's one. Okay, so this, yeah, those two boards are going to be shelves now. They're not going to be boards anymore. I wish I could do that with this one. This is in the horrible category of paintings that never got finished. And it's a big solid board that is terrible for distributing, but I really should. Here's a weird category. So, I like this piece. I don't want to keep it. I don't want someone else to have it. What do you do with it? Not anything you can do with it. You get, like, hard-pressed in art school to come up with subjects. And if you haven't figured out, I like tropes on my channel. So I did a whole piece on a bull in a china shop. And if you can't tell, because I'm bad at portraiture, the china is me. And so that was the first piece, was this hilarious bull in the china shop. And then, in the next piece, the bull was on the china, and I was on the bull. And then, kind of, this is the last piece. But, like, I don't want anybody to have this. Like, yeah, like, this was just, it was great in the moment. It was great for that class. It fulfilled the requirements, and because like it had to be a portrait of me, which I find just boring. And I think it had to have cartoon elements or something. Like there were 2 different elements that had to be combined for this assignment. But like, it was funny. It was great for the class. But outside of the context of the class with this specific requirement, I would never make this piece. I don't want to have this piece. So I am pitching this piece. And I'm gonna let it go. Be free. I suppose I should be like Mary Kondo. I should be like, thank you for the time or something. I don't know. It's weirder when you made it, but I guess, I don't know. It's kind of weird anyway. This, the stick, the pointy stick object. I had a plan for this stick at one time. I don't know what it was. This was like one of my oldest symbolic pieces, and I redid it in that painting. That's one of the ones for the distribution. But this was an idea about perspective, because there's this dark tree, and there's this light tree, and there's this whole experience of which one's bigger from the viewpoint, and they look the same scale, right? But if you think about it at all, this light tree is like a world tree that's on the other side of the mountains, so it's like ridiculously huge. And I don't know, I was a little bit obsessed with this trick, and I did it in dragons, and I did it in this, but I don't need this piece of paper about it. It's not like this was just like a particularly good marker drawing from work. I don't need it. It's a bazillion years ago. Cartoon. Cartoon about a robot. Zoot. I don't need it. Oh no, I do need this though. Like a flock of flying camels. I do need this. I have to keep this. At least, if not forever, at least for like a minute here. Because I'm not done with it. I'll let this go. I like that, but I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let this go. I like it, but I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let all of this go. I'm gonna keep the flock of flying camels and nothing else from that folder. And put it in the better folder. I am not even gonna keep this folder. This is a crappy old folder. I'm gonna keep this newer folder. These are color washes that I know I scanned. This is Eric and his brother in Pointillism. Am I keeping it? No, I'm not keeping it. Do I have a scan? Maybe. If not, I just have to do it again if I want it back. But I don't know if I want it back. That was like a moment, and it's gone now. Oh, that's paperwork saying that I'm not disabled and asking me if I would like to be disabled. I do not want to be disabled. This was an idea I had for the portal stuff when I was doing that, but I have decided for the time being it is better to build my own work. Sweet. Here's, now, see, that's when you do this. I found a address that I had been wanting to have. This was a logo I did for someone that they ended up not wanting at all. So. Alright. All of this can go. All of this was skirt arrayed in those folders in the desk. I kept two things out of it. Oh, this isn't my trash bag. This is my covering bag. Here's my trash bag. I kept two things out of it, and of the two things out of it, one of the things in it was an address that I had been needing to get in my address book. I'm like, I know it's February, but I really need to send. Alright, so I think ultimately it would behoove me to have my oils not in this big suitcase box, which has been my primary oils containment unit for years, because this just takes up too much damn space. And I have this dream where I have a permanent studio on a trailer, and then I set up one of those pegboard things, and I saw another YouTuber who has a super amazing gallery that takes every paint as they're using it and rolls it properly from the back, toothpaste tube style, and then clips it and then hangs it up. So I bought these to do that, and then I haven't done that. But in the interim, I think it would make sense to store these in the somewhat smaller container. And then that's it for oil paints. So I definitely want to keep these. These are all new. And so I'm just going to go ahead and download these into there. And I'll go from there. This has everything but black. So I will need these, plus for sure a black. Alright. Well, this isn't even the old box. I also have this box. Okay. I do prefer oil painting. In a magical world where I could have a place set up all the time with an oil painting going, I probably would. But I don't live in that magical world. I live in this world, full of everyday kind of horrors. Ooh, Bob Ross palette knife. The other reason to switch boxes is this box is slightly longer, and I get away with keeping brushes in this box by going angularly, but I would like to be able to keep better brushes. Alright, let's just go for gold here, right? That's good content right there. Oh, look. Some of them are stuck to the bottom. What do you think the resale on my really oily, ancient Samsonite box will be? Probably $0. Somebody might want it though. It's a heck of a restoration job. Ah, you have served me well. For years, you have served me well, American tourister. I found this in probably a thrift store in Colorado because I first started having a job where I was really making money in Colorado, but I still had the habits of somebody who shopped at thrift stores, and so I started buying all of the dreams that people who shop at thrift stores have from thrift stores initially, even though I had money to not shop at thrift stores. It all made sense at the time. Alright. Now here, let's just get for reals. Oh, also stuck. Gross. I might just let them stay stuck. I'm going to let these stay stuck. Okay, so this box is a box that somebody picked up for me at some point and thought I would want, and it was nice of them, but no, not now. Look, here's what's crazy. This is the same as the new ones. So if you like really needed oils, like if I was painting more and I was really consuming these steadily, I would want these. But I can't paint very quickly. My goal is like I said, 8 a year for core works. And like core works are the type that I would do like oils. So I do need this. This is a black. I don't have a black. I'm just gonna put the really nice ones and then really consider them. I get really, my shades of yellows, blues, and reds, which I guess is all primary colors. This is a Prussian blue. Do I have a, what is this? Okay, what do we got going on here? That's cobalt. That's French ultramarine. That's cerulean. These names for the colors are related to the materials that they're made out of or the origin. This is also Prussian blue. Now this is like a mega thing of Prussian blue. Prussian blue is not my favorite anyway. I like ultramarine. What did you say? That's French ultramarine. That's cobalt. This is Prussian. I'm gonna leave that in question mark pile for a second. This is yellow ochre. Gosh, this is the problem. I want them all. This is probably ultramarine. Yeah, that's ultramarine, but it's in a really messed up container. Maybe I'm doing this in the wrong order. Maybe I should be, like, ridding myself of the... Like, this one is a really chewed up titanium white. No, this is a zinc white. I wonder if zinc white dries faster than titanium white. Well, I have titanium white. This is really chewed up. I'm gonna put it in the chewed up box. Here's another zinc white. This is a smaller zinc white. Here's a Bob Ross classic sap green, which there aren't any greens in that other one, so that's a definite keeper. This one's really chewed up. Do I want to keep any that are chewed up? This is a phthalo green. This is an emerald green. This is openable. I mean, I'm sure I could open it eventually. This is in a much better shape. So the sap green and the phthalo green, one of them leads yellow, one of them leans blue. This is the Viridian. Somebody really liked Viridian green. I don't super have that. This is a yellow ochre. I have a giant thing of yellow ochre. It makes me sad because I feel like I should be painting and I should be using every last drop of this. But the truth is, I have a full palette right there. Windsor Orange. I don't have Windsor Orange. And it opens. Okay, so this is in the maybe pile. Cerulean Blue. Alright, I definitely have Cerulean Blue. This is so hard because you feel like you know things you could use this for, and you feel like you could be doing this giant thing with them. But like practically, I won't be doing this for 2 to 3 years. And even though these paints will last, somebody could be doing this with them in the meantime. And like this box especially, I'm just gonna put it on Craigslist for like really high, like with how chewed these up are. Like even though this is probably like $100 worth of paints right here, I'm not using it. It's going to be a lot of work for whoever decides they want to use it. So offering it at like extreme discount to somebody who has the time and it will be of value to them to do the work and probably very satisfying. It's probably the right thing to do. This is Ivory Black. No, that's Van Dyke Brown. I have Ivory Black and Mars Black. I don't know the difference between Ivory Black and Mars Black. I guess I don't need to if I don't know that already. This is another Phthalo green. Okay, the person who had this box just was really into greens, and I am not. So I have 2 greens. That's another Phthalo. I have a Phthalo and a sap green, and I think that's like peak of what I'm probably going to use. Here's another zinc white. Now I do use a lot of white. Okay, this zinc white is actually openable. Alright, I will keep that probably. Yellow ochre. I'm looking at yellow ochre, yellow ochre, yellow ochre. How much yellow ochre can I have? All of it. That's what the back of your brain says while you're doing this. This is an alizarin crimson. I'm looking at a full nice bottle of alizarin crimson. Cadmium red. But I have a full bottle of cadmium red. I don't use cadmium red this much very often. I'm even working on smaller pieces. Here is a violet. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, couldn't you mix those colors? And then you would have the in-between colors, and wouldn't that be more authentic? Well, yes, you can mix colors, and you should mix colors to an extent. But the more you have to mix to make a particular color, the less vibrant the hue will be, because the hue is based on the original material. And so, like, think about it like sprinkles, right? Because, like, basically all pigments are tiny, tiny sprinkles. So if you have yellow sprinkles and blue sprinkles, and you thoroughly, thoroughly mix them, and you look at it from far enough away, it'll be green, right? But it's never going to be as green as like chopped up sugar, like if you made green frosting and then made that green frosting into green sprinkles, that's gonna be more green than yellow and blue sprinkles looking at it from a distance. So it's probably a poor analogy, but it's accurate. The thing about your violets and your greens, if you're going for something really vibrant and that really resonates, you do sometimes want just that. And actually, a fun thing to do is to make like a mixed hue and then put it beside. Not like this. Why am I doing this? This is like, it's got like a half a teaspoon tops. Okay. And you can do a lot with a half a teaspoon of paint, but still. Alright, cadmium red. That's a movie. French ultramarine. I don't need more of that. Magenta! You always need magenta. Burnt sienna. I have burnt sienna. Let it go. Titanium white. It's a really hard titanium white. And I think, what is this white? That's titanium white. This is so hard for me, because I like this kind too, but I have it, so don't do it. Mystery color. I'm gonna get rid of all of these ones. What is this? Another titanium white. I have it technically. I think I kept... breaking my laws. Alright, this is a small one, so this... Oh no, wait, I have this... I have zinc white. No, yeah, keep the zinc white, let go of the other titanium white. This is done. This has no lid. I'm not helping somebody by giving them a lidless paint. With this lid, the lid won't go anymore. Not helping somebody by giving them that. This is... not clear. It does get weirdly easier the more you do. I don't know why. It's just like once you've decided you're gonna let go of some stuff, you can let go of more stuff. Alright, I have lemon yellow, this is cadmium yellow, and this is permanent medium. And I don't actually know the difference between cadmium and permanent medium, because sometimes different brands use different, so this might be a slight duplicate. Yellows are hard to mix. This is a Naples yellow hue, and I think I do want that too. I like to do a lot with suns, which is why the heavy yellows, heavy blues gets kind of out of control. Cerulean Blue. I think Cerulean Blue is just another name for Cerulean Blue, which I have the giant thing of. I have enough browns. I don't need another... Alright, so I'm still working on this room clean out. It's been over a week since I started, and I made a bunch of changes. One of the most major changes that I've made is upon clearing out these cupboards, upon thinking about my experience with having these cupboards, I have accepted that even though I spent money on them like 2 years ago, I hate them. They don't work well for what I need. I've never really wanted them. What I want is a shop cart, a mechanic's tool chest, and I've wanted that forever, and I've decided to get rid of a whole lot more than I thought I was going to, and so going for broke. I'm gonna sell this one. These ones already have a buyer. This is stuff I'm selling. I have the enamels up, but I don't have these up online. I don't know if I'll be able to sell all of it, but I'm hopeful. So I don't know if I'll get to sell all of this, but I'm hopeful. This, so far, is what I'm keeping. I'm keeping the stuff over here. I limited my oils and my acrylics down to those 2 boxes. I kept my silversmithing stuff. I kept my deft clay. I kept the clay that is air dry clay. I don't like the clay that stays hard that much. This is my stuff that I'm keeping. This is for the great distribution, so I guess technically I'm not keeping it. I'm distributing it, but I'm not trying to sell it or donate it. This is my paperwork I need to put away. This I'm trying to sell, and then I've sold some already. I'm trying to sell all of that, and I expanded this to trying to sell some other stuff that I had thought about selling too. So yeah, trying to do a lot. I made some new rules as I'm working through this, because like with any project, I think it's essential to like figure out what you want and then try and live by those rules. And so what I wanted was to be using what I had. What I wanted was to be appropriately using my resources. And the minimalists talk about a 90-90 idea, and I think they're mostly talking about clothes, but like, have you used it in 90 days? Will you use it in 90 days? Is it less than $20? It gets a little extreme for me. I couldn't think about that practically with art, because sometimes it's a year or 2. And so I thought, okay, so it's a year or 2. So have I used it in 2 years? And will I be able to use it in 2 years? And that's been a huge determining factor. And then after that, I was like, what is use? And I decided that one category of use is actually display. So when it came to my rocks, which like, I have a bunch of rocks. I can't get done what I want to do with them right now, but they're not per se replaceable. So I've decided that if I can't use them, but I can't replace them, I'm gonna display them. I'm gonna display them in the meantime so that I'm remembering that I have them. So I'm not just letting it get lost in mental limbo and just hoarding for no reason. And I mean, you kind of do that with like your Christmas ornaments and stuff, but like that's once a year. But so I'm going to try to make sure of that. I'm going to try and be more strategic. But then also, because I've accepted I'm getting rid of a bunch of stuff, hopefully I'm gonna be able to buy some stuff I really wanted. And that's crazy for me, because I've spent, like, I wanted a GoPro. I wanted a GoPro in 2013, and I would not let myself get one because I had these other expenses. And the truth was, if I would have drawn myself down to what I really wanted to do and what I really wanted to be and how I wanted to be, I would have immediately known, oh, I should have bought this damn camera I've wanted, and not junk and things to make do, and not a whole bunch of in-between. And so like these cupboards, like one of them I got for free, but even the one I got for free, I spent money on painting it. And really, if I wouldn't have bought them, and I wouldn't have tried to hoard on to stuff that I wasn't using, and I would have sold it and took whatever little money I could have got, and I would have added it all up, I could have had a tool cart, I could have had a workbench. But I didn't do that. And that's a kind of dumbfounding thing. I'm getting rid of more and more stuff, and I'm feeling richer. I'm feeling like I'm feeling enriched. And that's crazy, right? Because we hoard stuff out of scarcity and out of fear. And then when you start getting rid of stuff, you're like, oh, I had space for the things I actually wanted. Maybe the whole time? And maybe that's why it's traumatic. Anyway, I can't believe how long this is taking me. But I'm doing it better than I've ever done it. And it's gonna take me a long time. Like, I still got to sell as much stuff as I can sell just to make space. And then once I get that done, I need to go through all the stuff I'm keeping again. And then, once I go through all this stuff that I'm keeping again, I need to go to my shed, and I need to like work through my shed, and I've been avoiding working through my shed. But in my shed are boards that I was keeping for canvases, our old canvases, our old spray paints, and then the tool situation, which is like, it's kind of part of my art practice, but it's kind of just part of my life. So I gotta figure out what that is. I can't, it's crazy how much just cleaning can be like a little mini spiritual experience. And I think if you let it be like a little mini spiritual experience, and I don't mean that to be blasphemous, because I know like there's some hardcore Christians that might catch me occasionally from back home, and I was like, I don't mean that to be blasphemous. I mean that to be like really real. But yeah, so I'm keeping working on this. This was not an easy weekend video where I get to use a popular hashtag. This has been way harder than that. My respect for these ladies that do these decluttering videos in every corner of their home, not just like a selected section, has went way, way up. And I'm looking forward to how it comes out. I'm looking forward to showing you guys. I'm looking forward to documenting these little personal journey pieces, and maybe that's just as important as my core works. I don't feel like it is sometimes. Sometimes I just wish I was doing core works. Probably shouldn't be walking around talking, but maybe this makes it all smooth. I'm not sure. Alright. I don't know how much I'll get done tonight, but I'm gonna keep working on it. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go all the way through. Bye. Alright. So I am for sure not done, and I think even when I get done, I probably won't be done, because I'll probably need to get completely done and get things down to the amount that I think they're gonna be, and then once they're down to the amount that I think they're gonna be, I'll need to do it all again to get things really succinct. But I needed to stop cleaning and start talk about what has happened. One of the major things that has happened is I have sold those white lockers, and I have replaced them with something I have wanted for years and years. This is a tool cart. It can be locked. I'm not using it efficiently yet. And it has wheels. And also, if I had to move, I can take these just completely off, because these are just bolted on. And so it flat packs pretty like efficiently. All right, I think this is still recording. I put 2 shelves in this closet, which I had been wanting to do and just not getting done. And I think maybe that should be a point of downsizing, of minimizing, is when you get the things out of the way, you can start doing what you want. Now, I still have way too much cloth in there, but if you remember how it was at the beginning of the video, I had to just start getting things out of the way so I could actually get things found and sorted and dealt with. So no, this is not the optimal way I'll have things stored in here, but I am getting to a point where this is what I'm really keeping, and I'm trying to sell this cupboard too, so it's on the short list. I'm hoping to sell it on Marketplace I've had a couple of people say they were interested and then not succeed in ever getting back to me. And so once that sells, I'm going to get a for real workbench. And if it's not a for real workbench, then I'm going to get some risers for one of these, and I'm going to have some kind of situation where I can stably mount a camera over my paintings for time lapses, because I want my time lapses to look good. And I'm going to get my old junk computers out and hook them up on one of my little tables and either use them for something or get rid of them. Haven't completely figured that out. So I've sold a bunch of stuff. I've been selling and selling and selling as much as I can hack, because selling is obnoxious on the internet, at least to me, because you have people that are like, yeah, I kind of want it, I don't want it, and then they just... Anyway, so I was trying to sell everything I could. I sold some stuff, and now I'm down to stuff that was like $1, $2 used items, and then I tried to sell in groups. I was hoping that would work, but I still haven't been able to get people to show up for things under $20. So I am sick of fighting my small child away from the stuff. So that is all stuff I am donating. No, I'm not going to show you what it is because some of y'all will want it and I'm not shipping it to you. So no. And then these are things I'm still trying to sell. I have this dream with these old projectors. And if you guys are like ancient to my channel, I had some of my rounded readings where I was trying some experimental light things. But I have 2 old projectors that both sort of work, and I really only need one. So I'm letting one go. And I like that big glass jar. I've had it forever, but it's not long for this world in my house, and it just ends up being in the way more than I end up enjoying it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the idea of it, but I don't enjoy the actuality of preserving it because it's exhausting to try and keep it from getting broken. So that's been a bigger factor. All right, decluttering. It has been an experience, I think, to say the least. I think the biggest surprise was how much resource I had when I decided to let go of the resource that really wasn't helping me at all. That definitely was. I'm not done. I want to be done, but I'm not done. I got other things that gotta happen before I can get done. So I needed to make something to sum up this video, kind of show you what I got to. Maybe when I get really done in like a month or 2 here, I'll make a final setup video and just do a video about my setup. But the weather's gotten good. I gotta do some outside projects. I gotta do some actual art projects. So I have to sum up this video and move forward. So I'll do a quick spin around the room. This is one of the most major upgrades. I have a real workbench, and that computer's not working yet, but I gotta get it a mouse, and pretty soon I will have a computer for messaging and videoing and stuff that's separate from my editing computer, because right now I use this laptop for editing, and if I try and do much past that, it kind of melts its brain. and that one can't do editing at all. So hopefully that one can handle some like light video chat or maybe just messaging, and then it will be useful. And if it can't handle that, I may have to accept its departure as well. I have my tool cart. My tool cart is one of the things that I'm not utilizing it as well as I want to yet. I need to do more tracking down of my tools, and then I need to exchange some of what is in the tool cart for up there, and some of what is up there for down there. Because I think what I'm going to do is put a security lock, like one of those old grandma style security locks, on the top of that door. I think that would be awesome. And then anything chemically, although I don't have as much as I did, but anything chemically like paints or acids or whatever, I would put on the very top shelf up there. Right now that's where I have my sewing machine and a few things like that. Probably the rock tumbler needs to go in that closet too. I don't want to be storing things under beds anymore. It seems like you have to, but actually I think it's just really bad, and you shouldn't store things under beds. So I'm working to a world where I don't store things under beds yet, but I'm really not there yet. I haven't even finished like sorting all this out. I've still got a few screws to put in this workbench, but I had to get to some point where I had to sum up the video. So I am very happy with it. I'm very happy about putting my rocks. It's not quite all my rocks. It's almost all my rocks. I have to get a little new jar for some of my other rocks, but those are the rocks I'm keeping. And then I put my pens with them. And that's very functional for me, having my pens and my paintbrushes and stuff out. Yeah, so if you haven't actively reviewed and inventoried your own stuff, man, I recommend it, because it is definitely a game changer. I mean, even in this kind of disheveled state, I have noticed my functionality of when I want to get something done has went way up. And I think the more I do it, the more it will go way up. And you think to yourself, oh, I don't have that much time, so I don't have time to do it. But actually, if you don't have that much time, I think that's when it's more important to do it. Because I don't have that much time. Especially like when I'm doing this, I don't have that much time to record very specifically. I don't know when I'm going to get interrupted. So having all of that time be as optimal as possible, holy cow, it's a game changer. And I'm trying to do it in other facets of my life. I've finally developed an evening routine that makes my mornings not so bitter, because I am not a morning person. Like, maybe it should be illegal to talk for 45 minutes when you wake up. But if you haven't noticed, small children don't care about what's legal or not. They don't care at all. So, anyway, that's a dream that I don't get. Yeah, so anything I can do to make my mornings better, and it's simple stuff, right, that you knew you should have been doing the whole time, but establishing the habit has been really hard for me. I did it when I worked, but without that structure, establishing that habit independently of these artifices of society, establishing that structure purely for myself, and I wish I would have done it sooner, because even on, like, my days off were underutilized when I did work, and now it's like you wonder what you're capable of. And it sounds so simple to just clean your room before you go out to try to save the world, right? But it's a big freaking deal, and you might not know how. And if you don't know how to clean your room, which I barely feel like I might be getting an idea of it, and I've been working on it for like really seriously, with purpose to record, for like 2 months. And this isn't the first time I've tried, right? And it's still, like, because I discovered Peterson in like 2016, so I'm like 4 years in to trying to figure out how to clean my room and trying how to figure out how to optimize myself. And I was sort of trying to do it before that. And how much better will the world be when we do? And I take great heart in thinking to myself, I'm not special, and if I'm doing it, someone else is doing it, and someone else will do it, and somebody else has already done it. And just considering that gives me great solace and great hope. And that's part of why I made this kind of off-topic, life vloggy, touchy-feely, how to clean in my room stuff thing. It's not so you could do what I would do, but it's so you can see that there are others trying, and man, if we all start trying, there's just a lot of hope in that, and I hope you can have a little bit of it. I'll talk to you later.